What's up, folks? Welcome back in. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. This is JE Live, and well, we're talking post Zach Wilson injury. Um, Hopefully, it's gonna be okay. I I mean, it looks like it's going to be okay. It looks like the ACL's intact. I'm very concerned. For those of you who don't know, I pretty much missed the entire game. I missed the entire Yankee game, the entire Jet game. I passed out, woke up, and I got texts saying that Zach Wilson tore his ACL. I got texts saying that it's over. And now, I don't really know what to believe. I think if Saleh thinks the ACL is intact, then it probably is. But I've learned to just basically go with the MRI. Don't make it about anything else. It's all about the MRI, at that point. You don't know anything. Anything could happen. So that's how I look at it personally. I think it's all about the MRI. And unfortunately all you can really do at that point is just wait and see. And it may not be the most fun thing for people, but that's where we're at right now. Really unfortunate. And I was just on Jet Lounge last night talking about this, doing a live stream, on Twitter Spaces, and I had a lot of different questions from Jets fans, like, why shouldn't he start? Why shouldn't he play in the preseason? He needs to get his feet wet. He needs to keep going. Like, he didn't play a ton last year. He's still kind of a rookie. He has new. This is why. I'm not. This is an I told you so moment. This is not an I told you so moment. But this is why you don't play your starting quarterback in preseason. It's exactly what I said yesterday on the live stream. Literally 100% exactly what I said yesterday on the live stream. Is that okay? Joe Flacco's thrown 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. If you want to roll with Joe Flacco the rest of the year, fine. But Joe Flacco, if Zach Wilson were to get hurt, Joe Flacco isn't bringing you to a playoff. Zach Wilson potentially could. We don't know. I was distraught between that and Clay Holmes giving up another game against the Red Sox of all teams. I'm in a pretty annoying place right now. I won't say bad. Things could be a lot worse. At the end of the day, it is just sports, but oh God, I'm like mad at myself. Obviously, I missed the games, but I'm like so angry that I was. Guys, the Rams fans in here, you saw Sam Bradford go down with the torn ACL against the Browns a while ago. They paid $8 million to Jake Long, and Jake Long, as great as he is, he got his lunch eaten by a third-string pass rusher. Yeah. Out for the season. Sam Bradford, gone. It's like all of that after he came back, and everyone was so excited to see him, and he misses all of 2014. He never plays another down for the Rams. It's that same thing. And, I was saying yesterday, like, with the Rams, like, Sean McVay wouldn't even let John Wolford play. And now I understand the argument is, well, Jake, the Rams are in a different spot than the Jets. That's true. You're not wrong. The Rams are in a completely different spot from the Jets. However, it should be universally known you cannot, under any circumstances, unless a guy's a rookie quarterback, you cannot justify playing your starting quarterback in preseason. Vanilla offense, vanilla defense. So he's not getting normal looks that he'll see in the regular season, and he's not running an offense that you'll see in the regular season, keeping everything close to the vest. Pretty much you could have gotten the same out of practice. That's the first thing. The second thing is, you guys ever do a stupid bet? Probably not. I don't know who would do this. But you ever bet, like, dumb odds where you're like, I have $100. I'm going to throw it down because I know I'm going to win, and I'll win $5. You know those bets, those live bets where it's like 10,000, like plus 10,000, or sorry, minus 10,000? When a team's up by 50 in the NCAA tournament, it's the 1 seed versus the 16 seed, and you have a chance to bet the live spread, and you're like, why would anybody ever do this? Those odds, how you're winning nothing, you're just, like, basically you'd have to bet $1,000 to win, like, 60. And then the whole point is, if they were to come back, historically, like, historical comeback, whatnot, you just lost $1,000, and for what? Just to gain 60? That's what preseason is. Preseason is like one of those bets that don't actually pay out. They give you like $5 when you bet $100. So it's like, great. Yeah, you got a little experience, but what did it cost you? And so that is my biggest concern, my biggest issue with this. Not hating on Robert Saleh. Not going to do that. And not hating on the Jets fans that think that he should have started. Not going to do that. This isn't I told you so. This is just my reaction, my thoughts. This is exactly why I didn't want to do it. And it'd be one thing if I didn't say this and, I would just sounded like a bandwagon. Oh, okay, yeah, you saw what happened, hindsight's 2020. Or, here's the thing. I said this yesterday. I've always stood by this. I think after this, for you Rams fans in here, I don't even want to see Tutu Atwell playing. I don't want to see Atwell playing tomorrow. I don't want to see anybody playing tomorrow I don't even know if I want to see Jacoby Durant playing tomorrow. Like, he'll play, no doubt, and Tutu's going to play, but I don't want to play starters. Preseason only matters to guys that are really trying to, really, really trying to make the roster, right? That's what preseason's for. Preseason is for the guys that need desperately to put themselves out there. Get game film. Like, if you're a Bryce Perkins, you can't sit out preseason. This is your only opportunity. If you're a Mike White of the Jets, you can't sit out preseason. This is your only opportunity. So those guys make sense. LaMichael Pirine tonight running 10 times for 50-plus yards, that makes sense. That guy might not even make the team. But when it comes down to the quarterback, you have to think, what is the most imperative position to have to win a Super Bowl? Because at the end goal is always to win a Super Bowl. I mean, the Rams had Jared Goff, and they traded him away to get Matthew Stafford because they were that certain that Jared Goff wasn't going to get over the hump. So quarterback is imperative. You have to have a quarterback. Does not matter if you have a great defense. It is not, don't give me the days of Trent Dilfer. Those are out the window. Those are gone. You're not going to see that again. Guys are way too fast off the edge. You now have guys running 4.3s. Okay. Everybody has a good secondary now, it seems like. Everybody has really talented and athletic players on their defense. You cannot have a Trent Dilfer at quarterback and win a Super Bowl. That's gone. That's not happening again. The guys that have won Super Bowls, okay, maybe you want to throw Nick Foles in there. I mean, he played amazing down the stretch. Trent Dilfer wasn't amazing. So, I mean, got to give Foles credit. But, I mean, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, these are guys that are winning Super Bowls right now. Not Ryan Tannehill. Not Andy Dalton. It doesn't work that way. Not anymore. So, it's really unfortunate. Anthony, what's up, man? I see you. Yes, you were on the lounge with me yesterday, and shout out to Jet Lounge. Those guys are fantastic. And you said it last night. You were 100% correct. Yes. I mean, like I said, this is not trying to be I told you so. I'm more annoyed. I'm upset. I hate this for Jets fans. Even if he's okay. I just hate that, like, you can't have nice things. But this is literally why, from my experience, whether it's biased or not from my Rams experience, this is literally why I said over and over and over again that I do not want to starting a starting quarterback in preseason. It's like betting $100 to win $105. Not $105 on top of the $100 bet. It's literally like betting $100 to win $5. Minor things can come out of it that work for you. But in the grand scheme of things, the risk does not equal the reward. So, gotta hope Zach Wilson's okay. The hope is it's a PCL injury, which he suffered. It appears like he suffered last year, and he'll be okay. That's the hope. We'll see. Now, I see Jets fans already on Twitter saying, oh, we're fine. They're saying it's 2 to 4. Don't say that. Do not say we're fine. Do not say they're fine. Always wait until the MRI. I remember initially there was optimism that Sam Bradford did not tear his ACL. Initially, there was optimism that maybe the Robert Woods thing was fake. And it turns out he tore his ACL last year. I don't do that. I wait. MRI comes out. That's when you can make a response. But I'm not sitting there like, yeah, he's good. No. No way. Wait. You'll be glad you did. Trust me. All right, let's get to the comments here. What's up, Isaac? I am excited to see the guys tomorrow night. Yes. After this, I don't really want any of them to start, but I mean, what's up, Aaron? That's awesome. Yeah. That's why you don't play starters. Exactly. I think in terms of rookies have to play. So I know I was going a little bit over the top when I said I didn't even want Durant playing. Rookies have to play, right? But, oh my God, what a gut punch. What a freaking gut punch. This Jets team, I've been so impressed with the way they've been building, and I'm so excited to cover them. I still am because I'm still hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm not saying I believe it's going to happen, but I'm hopeful that Zach Wilson's going to be okay. But talk about when I saw that, I got so angry. I all caps tweeted. I don't like doing that. It's unprofessional, but I was so pissed. I couldn't hold it back. Yeah. Perk to JJ Koski. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Koski. What's up, Brian? I don't know if I agree with that. I think Salah, it's tough. Like I said last night on the stream, though, and Anthony can back this up if he's still in here. I said last night on the stream, if the two sides did not have merit, there wouldn't be a discussion. Think about that. Apply that to anything that has an argument. Anything that's split 50-50. If both sides don't have merit, then there wouldn't be a discussion. Because the argument on the side of playing Zach Wilson is fair. You have new teammates, you're only going to play a series or two, and you pull him. But the other side of the argument is absolutely fair too, because it's the injury risk. It's the fact that, Becton he just got hurt, so now you don't have your right tackle. It's like, both of them are fair. I really felt like I was leaning one way, and I seem to always lean that way. It's part of the experience I've had. I could not wait when Sam Bradford came back for 2014. I believed that the Rams were going to go to the playoffs. I believed it because 2013, Sam Bradford was second in the league in passing. You didn't know because the Rams, weren't winning a bunch of games. They were competitive, but they weren't winning a bunch of games. They're like 5-6 or whatever. Or not even, like 3-5. And two, Peyton Manning was going off and having his record-breaking season. But if you remember when Sam Bradford got hit by Mike Mitchell on the sideline against the Carolina Panthers and tore his ACL, that was heartbreaking because he had finally really coasted to where we thought he could be. And the optimism was growing. The Rams were getting better each week. And while they didn't win a ton of games, you were thinking, okay, at least Bradford's figured this out. And then the preseason happens the next year after coming back from the torn ACL, and you're all excited. And yeah, you're happy to see him in preseason, but you're worried. This guy's had issues. He had the shoulder injury at Oklahoma. He had the high ankle sprain in 2011, and he tore his ACL in 2013. And now 2014, they're going to play him in a meaningless preseason game. Well, no big deal. They paid $8 million at the time. That was a lot to Jake Long. Well, guess what Jake Long, Mr. Moneymaker, did? He whiffed on a block that got his quarterback killed, and he tore his ACL. Jake Long, first-round talent, guy they gave $8 million a year to, and at the time led like the league in money. It's just so tough, man. It's so tough. So, yeah. Oh, God. I don't think he's going to unless Zach Wilson is out a considerable amount of time. If Wilson is out for more than half the year, then the Jets will come knocking on a Gardner Minshew, on a Jimmy Garoppolo, somebody like that. Maybe even the kid from Kyle Allen from Washington. Maybe even John Wolford or Bryce Perkins from the Rams. Wouldn't rule that out either. But here's the thing, though. If there is good news here, and Zach Wilson, it's just a PCL injury, then I can tell you right now, they're not getting anybody. They'll roll with Flacco for 2 games or 4 games or whatever. They will. They'll go more conservative. They'll be more of a run-first offense, but they'll stick with Flacco. And this might honestly save Mike White on the roster, to be honest with you. I didn't think he was going to make the roster, but now it looks like he might. McVay blazed the path. You just don't play starters in preseason anymore. It's boilerplate. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I hate injuries. I hate injuries. Also, the sod. Can we talk about that? The Eagles putting in the sod on the 29th. Can we just, fix Fields? Is it that hard? Should Zach Wilson have run out of bounds? Yes. Should Zach Wilson have gone down? Yes. However, should the field be 100% before we play on it? Also, yes. Ground crew has to be better. The field, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how much I like the Jimmy take. I mean, I see the connection, Mike LaFleur, all of that. I know the Niners are now chomping at the bit because they think that they can now, trade him. But, I mean, is Jimmy Garoppolo that much better than what Joe Flacco is going to give you? Because Flacco, as much crap as I gave him on Jet Lounge last night, Joe Flacco has not been bad for the Jets. He has 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's decent. And if you're running a more run-first offense, Joe Flacco actually works pretty well for you. And since I think their offensive line has improved, adding Laken Tomlinson, I'll say this. I think their offensive line is more improved in the run game, and adding Laken Tomlinson's going to help. And so for that reason, I think, you could argue starting Flacco for the first 4 games. And if Zach Wilson's back for, week 5 or even sooner, then I think you're still fine. I had them going 1-3 to start the season. This was all about growing pains. And I feel like there's definitely some optimism as long as he can come back before, it's too late. And if it's 2 to 4 weeks, keep in mind, there's still weeks before the season. So he might miss only 2 games, maybe even a game. That's the hope. That's the hope. Again, I'm not trying to implant false hope in your brain. I'm not saying this is what is happening, but I am saying there's hope here. Guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up button for me if you could. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Also, be sure to hit the big red subscribe button if you could as well. Appreciate everyone being in here. I know it's late. I normally don't go live this late. Maybe I should start because people still showed up. So we're going to be talking about a bunch, but the Zach Wilson thing is definitely premier news. So I'm also going to be answering questions. On the other hand, Rams fans also remember Kurt Warner got his chance when Trent Green went down in preseason, though I doubt that will happen all that often. Yeah, and can you imagine if he did that today? Rodney Harrison, that was one of the most dirty hits I've ever seen. If he did that today, he would get killed by the offensive line. He would get killed. You don't hit a quarterback like that in preseason. Yep, exactly. Bummed to hear about that. Bummed to hear he's a cheater. But I do somewhat feel bad for him. Guy's coming back from rehab. He's been working hard to get back for the postseason. And, at the same time, I don't because he cheated. So, that it's really it's a shame. That's really all I can say about Tatis. I'm disappointed. I like him. He's a good young player. He's good for the sport. Very unfortunate that he would do something like that. But, Sometimes that happens. It's recorded. What you said, Jake, was, I think that's a 1,000,000% right. I was on the other side and can admit when I was wrong about it. Anthony, I appreciate that. And, I mean, I had a great time. Also going to make you a moderator. All right, there we go. Anthony, I just made you a mod. So there you go. You'll show up as blue now on the feed, your name. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm never going to be someone to say I told you so. Yeah, I don't operate that way. I feel like that's malicious, and that's not really where I'm going here. It's more so frustration on my end. It's not, I told you so, Jets fans. You're all wrong, and I was right. It's more so like, why did I have to? Like, why did I have to be? I didn't want to be right, but God, I was. You have to understand, too, I missed the game. I missed that game, and I missed the Yankee game. So I wake up, and the first thing I see, because the reason I missed it, I passed out. My brain just was like, hey, dude, you don't have enough sleep in you, and just knocked me the hell out. So I get knocked the hell out. I wake up, and I have texts galore saying Zach Wilson tore his ACL, and I have, and I throw on the Yankee game because I just realized, obviously they're playing the Red Sox. And I watch Clay Holmes give up in the freaking. I'm like, this is a nightmare. This is literally a nightmare. I could not have written a worse script. I mean, God, I was so angry when I saw that. I haven't been that angry in a while. I have not been, because here's the thing. One of the main reasons why I decided to cover the Jets, because there are a lot of reasons, but I really wanted to cover a young quarterback and his ascension with that team. And God, if I have to cover Jimmy Garoppolo the whole year, that's gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough. I'm kidding. I still would. It just it wouldn't be the same. No, man. I don't operate like that. Let's see. I bet $20 in 1999 the Rams to win the Super Bowl, 120-1. I think I won around 20. Yeah. See, that bet right there is not preseason. That's playing the quarterback controversy, the guy that's showing more in camp. He showed more in preseason. He showed more in practice. And you finally play him over the wily veteran, and he comes in and he does that. That's what that is. That's paying off. That's not betting $100, putting $100 down to win 105. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Oh God. Yeah, it's bad. Get Clay Holmes out of the closer spot. Stat. I hope everybody who bashed Aroldis Chapman the whole season can realize that whatever was wrong with him, he's clearly fixed since he came back from injury, and the guy's ready to be a closer again. Give him his job back. Apologize. Say, all right, we were wrong. All right, Chappie, you haven't given up a run in 8 innings. Meanwhile, I think Clay Holmes has literally given up 8 runs in 8 innings. Yeah, it's time. Pull the plug. I like Clay Holmes, but he is just he's lost it. He's absolutely gassed. I think Cashman used him, or not Cashman. Boone used him way too much, and it's killing him. So, God, I can't watch another one of his games. He comes in and gives up they were up 2-1. Game over. Ugh. Facts, man. I mean, Clark Schmidt just threw a perfect game in 6 innings last night in AAA. You should be calling him up the moment he finishes that game. The moment. And Marinaccio, he's the best bullpen pitcher. Anthony, are you a Yankee fan or a Mets fan? I forget. Sounds like you might be a Yankee fan here, knowing your stuff. That is very positive. I can't wait to go back and... Well, I won't say I can't wait to go back, but I am going to go back and watch, obviously. I'm going to watch the preseason. Oh, that's fantastic. You just passed Ray on my favorite Jet Lounge people. No, no, I love all you, but no, that's dope. I love that you're a Yankee fan. Big Yankee fan here. It's like people forget, even though I cover the Rams and I cover the Jets, like I'm in upstate New York. I have to pick at least one favorite team in New York, right? It's been the Yankees my whole life. I just finished the Derek Jeter documentary before I came on here. Fantastic, by the way. If you haven't seen The Captain, recommended. I was honestly heartbroken when I found out Gerald Williams died. I didn't know that. Apparently, he died in February. He had cancer. So, big ups and rest in peace to him, because that was heartbreaking. He's literally in the documentary. He talks like a lot in the documentary. So this was clearly filmed way before he passed. It was really upsetting, actually. They had a whole, in memoriam at the end. So yeah, really upsetting about that. But it's a really good documentary, though. You should check it out. Had no idea what Jeter went through, with his wife and how she almost died. Just crazy stuff he went through when owning the Marlins, or not owning, but being the CEO of the Marlins. I had no idea. I believe Tutu should play, in my opinion. Not that he needs it, but he should get in the groove of an NFL game. Yeah, I mean, he's not a quarterback, so I just got, if he gets hurt, man, I'll be so upset. Jake, how did you feel about Trey Lance's performance? That one throw was great, but everything else left a lot to be desired in the short time he got. I didn't really see it. I only saw the deep pass. I'm behind everything right now, trying to catch up. So, I can't say firmly, but, Scott, I think Trey Lance is going to surprise people. I can already see there's a lot of people that are trying to make the narrative that he's going to be the bust. I think he's going to be really good. He and Zach Wilson are probably going to be the two best quarterbacks from this class. Poor Justin Fields. Guy has as much talent as anybody, but oh my God, he is in the worst scenario by far. He's in a worse situation than Davis Mills. I'd rather be in Houston. The Bears have no direction. Their brass is bad. It's awful. So, I mean, God, I would hate to be in Justin Fields' shoes. And honestly, I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. I'll believe him when I see it. He gets the pass because he's the number 1 overall pick, but he played like crap last year. He went 12-17, threw 17 interceptions. And, Zach Wilson is the one that always gets all the brunt, I notice. It's funny how that works. Maybe, but it all depends. And if he is going to the Jets, that means Zach Wilson's probably done for the year. And I don't want Jimmy G on the Jets anyway, because I don't think he's that much better than Flacco. The only reason he would go to the Jets is because of the familiarity factor between him and Mike LaFleur. If you're going out and getting any quarterback to try to compete, I mean, John Wolford was with the Jets. I wouldn't mind them going out and getting him if the Rams decide, hey, let's trade John Wolford. Let's make Perk the backup. But I think the best option is Gardner Minshew. I said it on the show on Jet Lounge last night. I think Gardner Minshew is the best option. If you go out and get anybody for the Jets, that's the guy to go out and get. Straight up. I was at the Eagles game tonight, seeing the injury in person. Cool that you were there, but oh God, I'm so angry about that. I hope it ends up being okay. Yeah, I mean, can you blame them though? I mean, they watched Jimmy Garoppolo for how long? Sad when the Niners had most of their starters in. They had 4 or 5 offense and still let Lance get pressured. Yeah. I did not talk about that. I saw that. Anthony, like I said, I haven't seen the full game yet. Who hit Jalen Hurts? I didn't catch who did that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to hit at all. I cover the Jets, as you know now, and I'm not making any excuses. It's a dumb hit. Really bad. Not textbook at all. Really close to the head and neck area. Player safety concern, but that's also stupid. I mean, think about this. Quincy Williams, now I'm sure he's got more pressure than ever because they just added. You have Sherwood. You already have Mosley. You go out and you get Quan. You have Marcel Harris, who already has, familiarity with Sala from his days with the Niners. And I'm sure there's some pressure there, but, you have to think about this in terms of, yeah, it felt a little retaliating, but here's what I'll say about this. Think of it in terms of, what if that's a 4th down? And what if that's a stop? What if you're hitting him after he already got out of bounds, and he didn't get the 4th down conversion, and now you hit him, okay? You hit him way after the whistle, and now you just gave him a 1st down, and you're going to lose the game after you were supposed to win the game. Like, that's how you have to look at it in terms of that. That's just a stupid play. It's a mental error. You got to be better than that. See that a lot, though. Linebackers, man, they're just starving to hit guys. They haven't been able to hit guys all, practice and training camp, and then they get out there and they're like, I just want to hit somebody. Yeah, so even better. It literally in the game turned into what we're talking about. I mean, you can't, you're giving them at that point. You're just giving it to them. So, yeah, not good. You see what CJ Uzama? Yes, I did actually. I was going to bring that up. Funny that you mentioned that. I saw a TikTok of an interview. CJ Uzama saying that he knew ahead of time that when OBJ, where he tore his ACL, they painted over the midfield logo in a weird way, so it was actually not natural to walk on. And he was telling everybody to avoid the middle of the field because there was something wrong with the logo. And I've just kind of accepted OBJ tore his ACL, and pretty much all we've learned since is that it was probably a good thing because he had so much damage to his knee that it was only a matter of time. I guess if you want to look at it this way, it's better that he did it now in the Super Bowl so he could get ready for this season than signing a deal with the Rams, getting all hyped for him, and then getting hurt week 1 or week 2 and missing the entire season. That's how I'm looking at it. It's not the best way to look at it, but it might be the only way to look at it because, OBJ is one of my favorite players, and so I was heartbroken when that happened. That was his moment, and make no mistake about it, I think the Rams would have run the Bengals right out of the building. They had they had no chance of stopping that offense when OBJ was in. They just had no answer for him. So I'm still somewhat bitter about that, but hey, they won a Super Bowl. I can't be too bitter. Jake the Snake, I thought you'd be talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. and his suspension. I'm talking about whatever anybody wants to talk about. The headline, of course, is Zach Wilson, but Fernando Tatis, like I said, it's disappointing. You're one of the young faces of the league, and to do that, I don't know, man. I don't know. He can come back from it because not Cameron Maben. What's his face? The guy on the Mets that everyone's always talking about. I can't even remember his name. Every Yankee fan seemingly wanted him. I don't even. I'm gonna look it up now. It's not Cameron Maben. No, I'm not gonna get him in trouble for something he didn't. Starling Marte. Starling Marte got an 80-game suspension back when he was with the Pirates, and he came back and he's fine. So it's a blemish on your career. Do better. He's going to take the 80 game. I think it absolutely crushes the Padres' momentum into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the World Series. I think if they had him back, there's a chance they could. I don't think so. They're still loaded, but yeah, Tatis, they were definitely counting on. You could tell. That was being built up. I didn't see enough of Trey Lance. I like the deep ball, but I didn't see enough of him, and unfortunately, to have really much of an opinion. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to fake it to make it. I'm not just gonna lie to you guys. I didn't see much of his game. I saw a couple throws. All right, Hutchinson I saw, and he was manhandling the left tackle. So yeah, he's gonna translate. It looks like, at least it looks that way. Yeah, I don't like being right like that, though. I don't. But Anthony's one of them, and like he said, he admitted, he's like, yeah, But Anthony's the man. And like I said, that community's great. And I've been on twice and I've never had any issues with anybody. So, which is awesome. And it's not, it is uncommon, because if you go on Twitter Spaces, you're opening yourself up to randos trying to, get you canceled or do something. I've had that. If you guys have been on my Twitter Spaces before I signed a contract with Callin, that really doesn't allow me to host them. That's why I don't do them anymore. I go on them as guests, but I can't host them contractually. But before I signed that deal, when I was on Twitter Spaces, I would be so open to letting everyone talk that I would get into trouble because I'd get people that were clowning me. Because here's the thing. When you have a check mark, you are targeted. You show up in all sorts of people's feeds, random people, and then they join in and they start messing with you. And they try to get you canceled. I've seen it. I have seen it. So, yeah, that's why I think the Jet Lounge is so awesome. They do it the right way. It's very organized. It's also civilized, and it's fun, man. I was on there for 2 hours. I was on there for 2 hours last time. I mean, always a great time. If you're a Jets fan and you're not following Jet Lounge, I don't know what you're doing. Just being honest. Dodgers 11-0. Yeah, I guess they're doing well since I'm getting DMs every day when they win a game. God, guys, I'm not becoming a Dodger fan. It's not happening. There's more of a chance of me liking soccer than me becoming a Dodger fan. And if you guys know me, there's zero chance of me liking soccer. What are your thoughts on the Tatis situation? Pretty much what I just said. It's really unfortunate. The Padres are still a good team, but does it hurt their chances of going to the World Series? Absolutely. Does it hurt? Does the luster come off of the season Tatis had last year? Absolutely. I mean, he's got to prove himself now. But like I said, is he doomed? No, because Starling Marte also went through the same thing. So we'll see. Let's see. Boston seems to always own the Yankees. Not a Boston fan, by the way. I don't know about that. This year, the Yankees have absolutely owned the Dodgers. Not the Dodgers, Boston. I'm reading Dodgers to the Moon while I'm reading. Yeah. You guys love throwing the Dodgers in my face. To be fair, I used to like the Dodgers a little bit. They weren't like my favorite team or anything, but I used to like them when Don Mattingly was the manager. But when y'all outcasted him, you threw him to the Wolves, you didn't give him anywhere near the talent that Dave Roberts had, nah, I was out on that. I did not like that team anymore. I know people are going to say, well, Frank McCourt this, Frank McCourt that. Yeah, they should have stuck by. Friedman should have stuck by Mattingly. I swear by that. I stand by that. That's what should happen, but whatever. I saw that weirdo on Twitter trying to accuse you of being a bandwagon. That was comedy. Yeah, so I bought my first ever NFT. And if you guys know me, I think NFTs are scams. About 98% of them are scams. However, I thought it was cool. I bought my first NFT because I bought a Rams Super Bowl ring, a digital Rams Super Bowl ring, right? Just cool to have, $9, right? I post it, and this dude's calling me a bandwagon fan. And I'm like, bruh, I used to get bullied in high school and in middle school when I would wear a Rams jersey. Robert Quinn, Michael Brockers, whoever, Tavon Austin, I would get bullied for that. I mean, I think it's funny. I've gotten to a point, it's so surreal, where I literally used to get bullied for being a Rams fan, and now people think I'm a bandwagon. Not everybody. Like, just the other day, I was at the grocery store, and the dude recognized me as the podcast guy from DTR. So, not everybody thinks that around here, but it is funny that I still get, treated like I'm a bandwagon fan. Oh, my God. Chalk Sports Media will have a field day with this Wilson injury. I don't know what Chalk Sports Media is, but I assume, are they good, or are they going to be trashing Zach Wilson? What's up, Miley? I would watch the Jet game from about the 10-minute mark of the first quarter on. Bears ownership is horrendous. Absolutely terrible. Poverty, garbage, get rid of him. I mean, Roquan Smith, really? We talked about last night, man. Tevin Jenkins. If I'm the Jets, I'm all over that. Hell, if I'm the Rams, I might be all over Tevin Jenkins. You're going to let a player like that, second round, arguably first round caliber player, just like, no, I might be interested in that. Bears are stupid. We were live streaming on Jet Space. You feel the life gets sucked. Oh, that's awful. I didn't know that, actually. That's bad. I feel for you there. Yeah, I planned on going live and doing a watch party, and I passed out. So I was really upset, as you can imagine. That's why we're going live it's 1:07 here on the East Coast. They said Zach's ACL is intact. They're going to have to wait for the MRI looking positive. That's the hope. We'll see. Retaliating on Zach, the next drive he gets hurt. Yeah. The Madam Web cast rumors, I love them. I'm really excited. You got young Ben Parker, so young Uncle Ben, which is really cool, played by Adam Scott, if these rumors hold true. And then Sydney Sweeney is playing Julia Carpenter, who is the second Spider-Woman. I'm hyped for Madam Web. I don't know why. It's a Sony project. It's probably not going to be as great as I think, but I'm hyped for it. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, if you didn't get it with the Spider-Man mask in the background. So I'm very much excited for that. Also, Mary Parker is being played by Emma Roberts, and that's interesting because Mary Parker in the movie is said to be pregnant with pregnant with baby Peter Parker. So I don't know what universe that takes place in, but that's very, very interesting. Joey Gallo got his groove back. Ah, yes, the Joey Gallo. I saw something Anthony okay. Zach is a Dodger fan. I've been tagged every night by him since we traded Gallo. All of a sudden, he's Tony Gwynn. Yeah. And Gallo hasn't been that great. Like, the bar has been set so low that people are like, oh my God, Joey Gallo. Man, I don't know. Yes, it is. Looking forward to it. They have to figure out these fields out. It's ridiculous. They should start with MetLife. I admit, as a Jets fan, it is horrific. Absolutely. If you care about players, then you need to fix the fields, simply put. Just a reminder, call to action, all that. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll throw a little graphic up here. So, all right. Do you think Yankee staff has enough to go deep in playoffs? Completely different game once playoffs start. I do. And I think the Yankees pitching staff has shown you that, they're legit. I wasn't a fan of trading Monty. I got to say right now, I wasn't, because, you have a consistent starter. He's in the 350s in ERA. And on top of that, you run the risk, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Now all of a sudden you run the risk of disrupting the organization, disrupting the locker room. I mean, even the Gallo trade to an extent could have disrupted the locker room. I mean, I don't think it did. I think people overrate it, especially Dodgers fans. But, I mean, that's a real thing out there. These guys are, they're winning 70 games and all of a sudden, we're going to shove you off the team. Doesn't always go well. So, but I mean, Herman, whether you like him as a person or not, doesn't really matter. The guy's pitching very well lately. It is not being talked about how well he's pitching. Another one-run game. He gave up one run. They lost in 10 innings. I mean, Herman, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. This is your bottom of the rotation guy. This is what he's doing. I expect Montas is going to get things going. Garrett Cole was phenomenal against Seattle the other night. Garrett Cole's an ace. Cortez was phenomenal against Seattle the other night. He's an ace. I mean, Tyone is the only one. J-Mo to me is very back and forth. I mean, if I'm being real here, I would see what Clark Schmidt can do against MLB competition, back now, built back up as a starter. I would see what he can do immediately. Start a 6-man rotation, figure it out. and see, because, like, I mean, you got to see what you have in him. And I feel like they definitely have a starter next year in him. But I think JMO is the most concerning. But keep this in mind, Anthony, and this is important. The Yankees in 2009, their rotation consisted of only one pitcher that didn't have above 4 ERA. There's only one guy that had below a 4 ERA, and it was CC Sabathia, and it was like 3.8. Now, this pitching staff, right now, this rotation, Yankees, Garrett Cole, 338. Jamison Tyon, he actually is below 4, surprisingly, 395. Cortez, 267. Montgomery was 369, he's gone. Severino's 345, so when he comes back, he's still, below 4. And then you have not a Aroldis Chapman. You have Herman. And Herman is 418. And if you really think about it, you look at what he's done. Herman has basically had a 2.70 ERA in August. And if you take away that Houston game, he's given up, 5 runs in 14 and 2/3 innings? 5 runs in 14 and 2/3 innings. His ERA was 15 in the Houston game. They shouldn't have played him against Houston. That was ridiculous. Way too much pressure put on him. But my point is he goes from 15 ERA to 8.22 ERA, gets 7 strikeouts against the Mets. No one talks about that. That was a great, wasn't the best performance, but it was definitely needed against the Mets. Then he goes against Seattle, gives up 2 earned runs in 5 innings. And then against St. Louis, he gives up 4 hits, 1 earned run, gets you through 5. I mean, that's all you can ask for a guy who's at the bottom of your rotation. Let's put it this way. Herman is pitching very well. To get that much production out of your 5th starter, that's saying a lot. Hell no. No. That's like saying I secretly like Fast and the Furious. No chance. I'm with you, man. Yes, the NFT. Let's see. With McVay, this team will always be in good hands. Can't wait to see Rams win another Super Bowl, hopefully in 2023. I think they're going to win again this year. I think they're going to beat the Bills, but that's just me. I've been out of the loop with the dog days of summer. What's up with Stafford and his elbow? Oh, wow, you're way out of the loop. Well, yeah, I mean, the media pushed this whole thing that Stafford's elbow is really bad, and oh my God, something to worry about. If it was so bad, they would have shut him down. He wouldn't have thrown it all. He's been throwing in camp. I'm not worried about Stafford in the slightest. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, at this point, he's going to do what he wants to do, right? They want OBJ back. We'll see what happens. Sony really good, making Spider-Man really a movie, and I'm excited for Sydney Sweeney role. I'm out there with you. I agree. Kevin Feige is going to be a part of that, so I'm excited for that as well. Finally caught a live show, LOL. I've been wanting to ask if we didn't get Stafford, how far did we get last year with Goff? Not in the Super Bowl. Not in the Super Bowl. Jared Goff, I don't think Jared Goff's a bad quarterback, but Jared Goff is not winning that he is not winning that Tampa game. There were 4 fumbles that were out of his control. Stafford didn't fumble. There were 4 fumbles. Cooper Kupp fumbled, right? Cam Akers fumbled twice. There were 4 fumbles, uncharacteristic fumbles from the Rams. Jared Goff would have absolutely crumbled. Brady would have beaten him. I'm just being real. The Cardinals game, he wins. I think anybody would have beaten Kyler Murray. That was dreadful. It was great if you're a Rams fan, but, And then the next game, yeah, he would have lost to Tampa. No way he beats the Niners, and he wouldn't have beaten the Bengals. He wouldn't have beaten the Bengals without OBJ. Stafford elevated that team. He's the only quarterback in NFL history. I will continue to throw this out there because I am convinced the media does not like Stafford. I don't know why. He seems like a really nice guy. I've only heard good things. My uncle met him, said he was one of the nicest guys. But, look, Stafford is the only quarterback in NFL history to throw 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl, win said Super Bowl, and not win Super Bowl MVP. I'm just saying. No lefty starters as well. Traded Montgomery. Well, the funny thing is I was okay with the Montgomery trade because I thought we were getting Pablo Lopez or Rodon, and then when they didn't come up at the trade deadline, I was like, wait, we actually just like traded him away? It like ruined the Montas deal because I thought the Montas deal was adding more to the rotation. Instead, I felt like we broke even. Montas is like better than Montgomery, but how much better? Montgomery just did something that no pitcher in Cardinals history has done since like the 60s. I just saw it. Like, it was like his first 2 games have been wins and like throwing at least like 6 strikeouts or something and pitching like 7 innings. I don't know. It was something crazy. I saw it earlier. I'll try to find it now, actually. Okay. Former Yankee starter Jordan Montgomery becomes first St. Louis Cardinals pitcher to win first 2 starts in the organization without allowing a run since Al Jackson in 1966. I think he struck out 8 tonight. Yeah. Yeah, it's really just Cortez at that point, which I do think, Boone's always talking about the balance of an offense, balance of, a lineup, but where's the balance of a rotation? Especially when it feels like the majority of the relief pitchers are right-handed. So it's like there's so many righties. I think it's easier to game plan against. What's up, LA Rams? Yes, hit the like button. Really does help out the channel. Deshaun did not look good at all. I love to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm a Deshaun hater. I don't care. Good. He deserves it. All right. Jake, how did you feel about Joey Gallo playing better in LA than New York? I felt like that was a foregone conclusion because you couldn't be worse than what you were in New York. But also, I think the Joey Gallo hype is ridiculous. I mean, guy hits a home run and people are like, oh my God. It's crazy. It's like Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series. Like, was Gallo even in the lineup tonight? No. It's like, okay, he's a little bit better with the Dodgers, but like, I mean, I don't know. It's Joey Gallo. That's really I like the addition for the Yankees. I like going out and getting a 2nd-round pick from 2020 and Clayton Beeter, a guy that they think has the potential to develop, and he could become a bottom-of-the-rotation guy or a really key bullpen pitcher. I mean, the Yankees know they know their stuff with the bullpen guys. They've developed some good ones, so I like Beeter. I'm also a big prospect guy, so I actually knew about him before they made the trade. I couldn't believe they got him. I could not believe they got a top 10 guy in their farm system for Joey Gallo. Could not believe that. I would rather have Ezekiel Duran right now. He'd be starting at shortstop for the Yankees, but I don't know. Yankees have been sliding. They're well above 500, but dropping so many games can't be ignored. Yeah, I mean, they've been terrible. They've been absolutely terrible. You have to be concerned if you're a Yankee fan. But at the same time, you look at the other teams, would you rather be falling off a cliff in August and then peak in October? Or would you rather be peaking in August and fall off a cliff in October? We'll see. Dodgers are getting really hot, but I mean, it's hard to bring that in October if you're doing that in August. There's going to be a slump coming. We'll see. You can't be perfect all the way through. That would be something. I don't know about that. There's so many guys, so many mouths to feed, but I mean, he's definitely capable of doing that and more, I think, if he got the opportunity. Yes. I mean, the NFC, like, I don't know how ignorant it is to say this, but when I look at the NFC, I'm not, like, scared, Like, when people are like, who are you scared about as a Rams fan? Who would I be scared about? The Packers, because the Packers, they can't beat for some reason, but they're not as good and they don't have Devontae Adams? Or the Bucks, who are 0-3 with Tom Brady when facing Sean McVay Rams. That includes when Goff was there. The Dallas Cowboys, I don't even think they're going to win the division. Like, who would I be scared of? The Niners? Arguably, the Niners, because they've won so many games against the Rams, but I think they broke that. I think they broke that curse. They won when it mattered. They went to the Super Bowl. I think they broke the curse. But, I mean, I'm way more scared, and I don't get scared, right? I don't get scared. When your team is that good, they're either going to play their best or they're not. There's nothing you can do to control it. But I don't get scared, so to speak. If you're going to be scared of anybody as a Rams fan, you're going to be scared of playing the Bills. You're going to be scared of playing the NFC West or the AFC West. That's who you're going to be scared about. Well, the joke is Dodgers are undefeated since training for Gallo, and while Yankees are looking human again. But what the problem with that, and I know the joke, and obviously you realize that's not what's happening here. It's not like Gallo all of a sudden made the Dodgers better. The problem with that is that people also ignore the fact that the Yankees were faltering down to the trade deadline. Like, they weren't winning games on the level that they were. Like, people don't realize, because most, like, not everybody, but I mean, when people are on the West Coast, they're not watching Yankee games. Just like I'm not staying up and watching Dodger games. I'm staying up, but I'm not watching Dodger games. So most of these guys don't have familiarity with the teams and all that. And it's like, you see West Coast people talking about the Yankees, it's like, did you see them? Because at one point, Anthony can vouch for me, any Yankee fan here can vouch for me, the Yankees were unbeatable. You never felt like they were going to lose. They always found a way to win. Always. Earlier in the year, they were unbeatable. I shit you not. It would be like 5-1 in the ninth inning, and you'd be like, oh, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, they're fine. And sure enough, bases loaded. They were down 5-1. Judge hits a grand slam. All of a sudden, it's 5-5. Next hit is DJ hitting a home run to walk off the game. Or even, Jose Trevino, a guy who came out of nowhere as their all-star catcher. I love the guy. Like, he was fighting for playing time, and then he got really clutch. Like, the Yankees went through a period where they were literally the most unstoppable baseball team I have watched in quite some time. It was probably the most impressive since that. Do you guys remember the Twins winning streak? They won like 26 games in a row. It was recently. It was like within the last 5 years. It was like that. You never felt like the Yankees were going to lose. And when they did, you were like, the Yankees lost? What? That's how it felt. You never felt like they were going to lose. Feige is kind of involved with it, but not really producing it, but he did advise him. Well, that's something. It is. I think so, too. I don't think Arizona's good. I think Seattle's better than Arizona. They just don't have a quarterback. And, I don't know. With the Niners and everything, I mean, we'll see. But, yeah, I think there's definitely a chance they go 6-0 in the division. Montas splits away from Oakland are terrible. Oakland, extremely friendly pitcher park. Yeah, that's a concern. On top of the shoulder. At the end of the day, he is just a guy, human right, and he stayed in an interview he couldn't get right in New York. He stayed in his tiny apartment because he was tired of being heckled. Yeah, I don't condone that. Like, I'm not a fan. There's fans going after, like, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and, like, his family and stuff, and that just bothers me. Like, sending, like, his father death threats is just so messed up. I have so many issues with that. Like, if you're okay with that, then I don't. That's not being a fan. That's not like, oh, suck it up, this is New York. Like, no. That's you. That's psychotic behavior. Like, I don't take part in that. So, you're making us all look bad, and that's you. Don't claim that it's us. New York fans aren't like that. So I don't like that. But, I think with Gallo, it goes back to what I've said on here before. Joey Gallo was interviewed before the season started about if he would change his hitting approach at the plate because of the shift. And he basically made an excuse saying he shouldn't have to. And in a city where you have Derek Jeter, who at age, 35, 36, Brian Cashman told him he had to get better or they were literally going to trade him away. and Jeter got better, Jeter got better. He worked on stuff. And at age, 36 or 37, he was hitting for average still? Like, I don't know, man. To see what Jeter did, obviously not everybody shouldn't be compared to Jeter because he's a completely different beast. But that's the thing, is like, you have a guy like that, and then the same organization, you have a guy like Joey Gallo who's going to say, yeah, I've always wanted to play for the Yankees. I was a big Yankee fan growing up. It was my dream. Now you come to the Yankees and you're saying you're not going to give it your all. Because, yeah, you might leave everything on the field, but if you're not trying to change your swing, how can I assume that you're getting any better? How can I assume that you actually are bought in? Like, you're still stuck in your ways. And notice, as soon as he went to the Dodgers, now he's hitting the opposite field. Like, that's just going to make Yankee fans more upset. Because when did he ever do that in New York? I can't remember a time where he ever hit to the opposite field. Obviously, it happened. I can't remember a time where it did. Oh, he absolutely gets too much hate. He is a rookie 7th-round pick that didn't even experience that much playing time at Notre Dame and Northwestern, and now he gets thrown into the fire as the de facto third wide receiver in the Super Bowl, and he doesn't make a play, and, everyone flips the hell out. It's like, he shouldn't be cut, okay? It wasn't the time. The moment was too big for him. The moment might not be too big for him next time. He's seen invaluable levels of experience. 7th-round picks don't get that experience. So, I mean, he might be a lot better than some of the other guys in that because he's already been through those moments. Saw the Cardinals and Bengals preseason game, and fans already calling for the Cardinals offense. Oh, God. The Cardinals offense is lethal. Whatever. Oh, boy. I don't even think I looked at any of the box scores. I saw a little bit on Twitter, but I didn't really get to see. I saw the Jets. I'll be rewatching that game when I get a chance. For the record, we're going live on Call-In tomorrow. Hope you all can join. You can call into the show over on the app tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Rams, Chargers. So it's going to be a kind of a newer experience. Looking forward to that. I'll drop a link, actually. Let me do that now. Let's see. Okay. So that's a pinned comment there. Rams watch party tomorrow, essentially. All audio. I'll go live after the game on YouTube. So we'll do a video on YouTube, but throughout the game, we'll be talking on Call-In. So be sure to subscribe to Rams Edge and get in on the action. I'm looking forward to that. Brand new thing. I've never done anything like that before. So we'll see how it goes. My dude had stones for hands, but on the other hand, I will say he was a rook that was pushed into starting spots that he wasn't really ready for. Yeah, exactly. It was hard to watch, but I still understood. This guy had never even been in this position at Notre Dame. When guys step up in those positions, that's when you start to push, the narrative. Like, all right, this is impressive. What he's doing, you wouldn't really expect, but no, I hear you. If the sports gods offered you this deal, you taking? Rams and Dodgers win championships this season, or Yankees and Bills, pick one or the other. I'm picking Rams. As much as I don't want the Dodgers to win a World Series, I'm picking the Rams. I'm an absolute, diehard Rams fan. The Yankees have won 27 World Championships. The Rams have won 4 titles, 2 of which they don't even count because the NFL doesn't know how to preserve history. So, yeah. To have the same amount of titles as the Niners fans, too, that would be kind of funny. So, yeah, I'll definitely... Good question. You tried to get me, but I would pick the Rams. The only one that has an even argument, the Jayhawks, because being a Kansas fan, they've only had 2 national titles. They've only had 2 national titles in my lifetime, And I mean, only 2. I understand not everybody has it done, but, I wouldn't mind the Jayhawks getting another. I don't think I'd pick anybody over the Rams. I just like them way too much. The more interesting question would have been, would you rather have the Jets in the Super Bowl versus the Rams or have the Yankees win the World Series? And that would have been tough because I honestly think if the Jets and Rams win the Super Bowl, my channel would go absolutely insane. That would be so much fun. Stafford hate the word content. Oh, content, according to his wife. Interesting. Stafford's better than Brady at this point, too. Rodgers, only better quarterback in the NFC. I agree with that. They are, man. They are. I've been dealing with it since I became a Rams fan. Or not became a Rams fan, but since I started, since I started covering the Rams. It's been Dodgers. And it's like, no, I'm a Yankee fan. No. You got to be a Dodger fan. Oh, my God. Apparently, I don't know. Pain and suffering. So bad. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. Just hoping Zach Wilson's okay. Yeah. I mean, it seems that way, right? I mean, and also keep in mind, I call the trade deadline the scam deadline. It doesn't mean everybody gets scammed, but you do put yourself out there. You put yourself in a position where you could destroy team chemistry. Maybe you're that one player away and you could build your team. You could, make or break your team essentially. But on top of it, it is the scam deadline because you have guys like Jose Quintana who back in the day, the Cubs gave up Eloy Jimenez for him. I mean, dear God, a top 2 prospect for Jose Quintana. Guy had a 4 ERA with the Cubs. Scam deadline. Make no mistake about it. Dave Roberts has now fixed Max Muncy, Justin Turner, and now Joey Gallo. Has he, though? Does he do anything with hitting? Does he develop? Is he just a leader of men? I don't really know what Dave Roberts is. I don't know. I don't follow the team. Don't like the team. Don't follow the team. Ben just need to be better with his hand. Yeah. Appreciate that. Hope to see you there tomorrow night, everyone. I love how it blocks out the text, like the link, but oh well. Are we still in the league? This guy says. My God, Steven. It's that bad to be an Angel fan? Sheesh. You kidding me? My Lord. It is. Are we still even in the league? Oh, man. This has been fun. We've gone over an hour. It's 1:35 a.m. on the East Coast. I'll probably hop off soon, but this has been a lot of fun. We'll go live tomorrow, pretty much around this time after the Rams game, if you guys are cool with that. Appreciate the Jets fans that came in here. Appreciate the Yankee fans. I'm most excited to see probably Daniel Hardy, I would say, because he might start the entire game. So big ups to him. Really excited for him. Big moment for him. I think he could really. He's got a lot of tools. He could really show out, I think. But oh God, this will be Dodgers fans. We got Ohtani. I've heard it all year. Oh, Aaron Judge. Oh, he's got 46 home runs. Aaron Judge is going to look really good in Dodger blue. I'm like, he ain't going to be a Dodger. If he goes anywhere, he's going to go to the San Francisco Giants. That's where he's going to go. But he's not leaving the Yankees. Here's why he's not leaving the Yankees. He's going to break the, I mean, as long as he, God forbid, he doesn't get hurt. He's going to break the Roger Maris 61 home run record, which is widely regarded as the clean home run record, the only true home run record in Major League Baseball history. He's going to break that. He still has a chance to break the actual record of 73 with Bonds, or at least come close to it. The Yankees have been put in a corner where they can't even afford. Like, they can't let him go. Doesn't matter that he's 30. You made your bed, now you have to lay in it. These fans will literally come out with pitchforks and fire and brimstone and start going after Cashman. You can't let Aaron Judge get out of town. Aaron Judge is a combination of having Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez and fusing them into one player. That is what Aaron Judge is. Whether people want to admit it or not, he's got the talent, the power, the wit. It's all there. The leadership of Jeter, the quiet, the quiet confidence of Derek Jeter, but then he's also got the talent level, the elite ability, the power of A-Rod. I mean, that's what we're looking at here. You can't let that guy go. I don't care that he's 30. It's not going to go over well with Yankee fans, period. Won't work. Yeah, it looks like they changed the depth chart around, and Lewis is now a co-starter with Justin Hollins. Just like Darrell Henderson's now a co-starter with Cam Akers, and Jordan Fuller's a co-starter with Taylor Rapp. Depends on Jordan Fuller and his rehab, because Fuller's back, but if he's not ready to go, then Rapp or Burgess will probably start. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Hey, I appreciate that. I try. It makes zero sense. Marinaccio is probably the Yankees' best bullpen arm because Michael King's out for the year. Michael King was like a superstar bullpen arm. Should have been an all-star. He might have been an all-star. I don't remember if he was or not, but phenomenal setup, man. Probably, he was in that long list of setup men. You got freaking Mariano Rivera's John Wetland. You got, Tony, what the hell is, I was just going to say, Tom Gordon. You got Zach Britton, Aroldis Chapman to an extent, David Robertson, Andrew Miller. They've had all sorts of guys. So, it's like now you had Michael King, and now King gets hurt, and you're like, ugh. When King got hurt, I felt like that kind of took air out of the room. I mean, I think Yankee fans widely believe he was the best bullpen arm. Most consistent, most dominant. I mean, Clay Holmes obviously at his peak was, but oh yeah, Albert Abreu, he throws 102. He's got, a really nice slider. But Abreu, he goes through these, spurts, and it's like he gets the first two outs, then gives up a hit, and then he rattles, and he gets rattled and unravels essentially. So it's one of those things when it comes to Abreu that it's like you do like him, but you're like, I don't know, man. Like, you're hoping he figures it out, but you can see a scenario where he and Jonathan Loaizaga, or Loaizaga, however you say his name, I think it's Loaizaga. Jonathan Loaizaga and Albert Abreu, you can see a scenario where those two are pitching in the postseason and they give up runs, and they cost the team a game or two or three. And that is why the Yankees need to figure out their bullpen now, because as great as it was to go out and get Lou Trevino, as great as it was to go out and get Scott Efros, those were pieces to the puzzle. They were not just, they didn't fix the bullpen. People forget the bullpen was phenomenal, but Boone uses the bullpen too much, and now I feel like they're pretty gassed, if I'm being honest. The only guy I want out there in the bullpen, Michael King, but he's hurt. I don't want to see Clay Holmes until he figures out his stuff. Chapman is pretty much automatic right now, so you keep Chapman going. I like Trevino. I'll say it over and over again. I don't care. I like Trevino. I know his ERA is high. He hasn't really given up much with the Yankees at all. I know he gave up 2 hits, but, he got the loss tonight. But again, I don't think that's just my opinion. I think he's good. I think, obviously tonight sucked, but Clay Holmes blew the save. 5th blown save this year. Chapman finally got a hold because, well, let's be honest here, he's been pitching like the 5th and 6th inning. So now he finally got an opportunity. Peralta's been awesome. Peralta has a 2.20 ERA. I like Peralta a lot. I think he already has. I said it when Chapman got hurt. That was the best thing that could happen to him because I felt like they were finally able to just shut him down, have him go through his rehab, get him back going. I mean, if you look, he struggled. He gets hurt. His ERA was 9.53 in May. And then in July, it's 6.75. And in August, it's 0. So, I mean, and really, like 6.75, he gave up 3 runs against Baltimore. He gave up 1 run against the Boston Red Sox. He gave up 1 run against Boston again. And he gave up 2 runs against the Guardians. He had a scoreless inning against the Pirates twice. He had a scoreless against the Reds, scoreless against Houston, scoreless against the Mets, and Kansas City twice. And he's been unstoppable in August. 0 ERA. He has 1 walk. He's walked 1 batter in August. That's really the issue, Abreu's stuff is too good. You can't afford to really DFA him. I mean, how many guys are throwing 103, Have that command. I mean, he's got good command. It's just of his fastball. I mean, obviously, he could be better. But yeah, I'm all on board. I understand, Chapman's 34, but I'm all on board of Chapman being the closer. You can't keep having blown saves. Holmes was up 2-1 in the 9th on the road. This game should have been over. He walks 2 batters. He gives up a hit, gives up a run. Just unacceptable. Efros had a scoreless inning, had a strikeout. Herman pitches, gives you 6 innings, gives up 1 run. So Efros scoreless, Chapman scoreless, Holmes comes in, gives up a run. Wandy Peralta scoreless. And Trevino, again, it's a run, but it's not an earned run because Trevino didn't put that guy on base. It was the ghost runner rule, which I still don't know how I feel about it. In the stupid Rule 5 draft, Garrett Whitlock is on the freaking Red Sox. Oh, it makes me so angry. Stupid. I hate it so much. He is back. Oh, he's back. He is very much back. It's time. It's time. Make Aroldis Chapman the starting. Make Aroldis Chapman the closer for the Yankees. His last 8 innings, he's given up 0 runs. He's striking out guys. Clay Holmes has given up 8 runs in 8 innings, I believe. Like it's time to realize Chapman has worked through all that stuff with his injury, and now he's ready to go and be the closer again. Like, let's apologize. Okay, sorry, Chapman, we were hard on you. All right, move on. And I think most Yankee fans are. Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza. I mean, look, I actually think Cabrera has more of a chance to come up than Peraza. I want to see both, but the thing with Cabrera that I noticed is he's now playing some left field. He was in left field 2 nights ago, which is really interesting because he's an infielder. And you would think if he's doing that, the only reason that would be the case is for, the Yankees. They don't really have, depth now that, Carpenter's hurt. So I don't know if I don't really agree with that. I mean, it's a whole new regime, not whole new, but I mean, Joe Douglas is still there. But I mean, you gotta let Saleh be able to develop these guys. You can't just look at, oh well, it's the Jets. I don't necessarily agree with that mantra, but so annoying. Tommy Pham got the walk off. Dude struck out 3 times today. Was it the golden sombrero? You strike out 3 times? I mean, God. I do. I think Tatis was juicing. I have a feeling he was. To be fair, when I look at like the Red Sox lineup, I'm like, aside from Plawecki, maybe Duran, I mean, this isn't a bad lineup. I don't know. I can't believe they're below 500 at home, though. That's pathetic. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Yeah, I forgot. I mean, I guess 3 is just a hat trick, but it's not a good one. You don't want that. Love to see Judge, 46th home run. You got a stolen base. Yankees got to score more than 2 runs, though. I mean, let's be honest here, but 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, and a 1.088 OPS. 305 batting average. Love it. That's interesting. If that's the case, then I mean that needs to be somewhat investigated, I think, or if it has already been, but yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate. I mean, that's probably the number one thing I would say. Young guy, face of baseball, not the face of baseball, but one of the faces of baseball. It's definitely a bummer. But yeah, so man, this has been fun. I'm glad I went live. Normally I don't go live if it's after midnight. I really have to talk myself into it because I'm just like, there's not going to be a lot of people that show up. But we've had a good turnout. Definitely not complaining. I mean, we have over 25 people in here right now. So yeah, been fun. Appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow. We'll probably around this time. We'll be going live after the Rams Chargers preseason. I'll break down my thoughts. We'll talk about everything. Keep it all here for your Rams, Jets, and your talk show. Because while this is a Rams channel and a Jets channel, JE Live has become a talk show, in case you haven't noticed. So, sports entertainment talk show. This is JE Live. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. I am out of here. Until next time, you guys take care, and I will see you guys soon. Later.